What is object-oriented programming? I took this definition from the book. Object-oriented programming is a method of implementation in which programs are organized as cooperative collection of objects, each of which represent an instance of some class and whose classes are all member of hierarchy of classes united by inheritance relationships. So what does that mean? So let's take a example of aircraft. Aircraft has a lot of components. So it has landing gear, it has engine, it has tail fin, horizontal stabilizer, wings. So if we look into the object-oriented analysis, airplane is made of components. So they all these could be made of same material. So in airplane components, we have engine, we have landing gear, we have tail fin. So all these have some common attributes which can go into airplane component. So we can see every within engine there could be subclasses. There could be jet engine, propeller engine. So we can see all these are all classes, and there could be four engine in the plane. So those engines are like objects of class engine. And we can see there's a hierarchy here. Airplane component is the highest one. Then we have sub components, sub classes like engine, landing gear. So what is object-oriented design? Object-oriented design is a method of design and encompassing the process of object-oriented decomposition and a notation for depicting both logical as well as physical, as well as static and dynamic models of the system under design. What does that mean is basically we are finding all the classes in the airplane, like what is the engine, tail, all those things. We are finding different classes in our domain. And when it talks about static and dynamic, a static and dynamic model, logical and physical, is talking about the UML diagrams. So in the UML, this is kind of a building diagrams. You can have class diagram, which is a static view of which is more you're seeing a structural view of the system. Then you can have object diagram. I have never used. You can have component deployment diagram, packages diagram. And then you have behavioral diagram. You have state machine diagrams. Again, I have never used in my career. Activity diagram is you're showing the flow of the mechanism, how the things are working. And so sequence diagram also I have used a lot in my projects. So these UML diagrams are good for documenting your system. They are good for if you want to communicate the complex idea with other people. So they are good for that. What is object-oriented analysis? So object-oriented analysis is a method of analysis that examines the requirements from the perspective of classes and objects found in the vocabulary of the problem domain. As we discussed in case of plane, we all discovered what are the classes and what are the objects. Like engine is a class. Within engine, there are multiple instances of the engine. So that was a basic definition of object-oriented analysis. So question is like why this is so popular. I have been in industry for more than 20 years. My name is Vikas Keni. I'm a software architect. I am TOGAF certified architect. So object-oriented analysis, all big project, big enterprise project, you use object-oriented programming to design your business layer. The question is why it is so popular. Why every big project you use this analysis, design, and programming. In my experience, I have seen that when I have worked on the system where I was not using object-oriented programming. Basically, we were doing more procedure level programming. So one thing I have seen, when you analyze classes, find out classes, and add methods to the classes, find out mechanism. Generally, your programmers are into smaller parts, and the benefit of that smaller part is more you can reuse your code. So smaller is the code. Like if you have for example, you have a invoice class, and all the departments are making invoices. So all the departments can use that class. So that way there's no duplication of in procedure level coding. Generally, I saw you used to write every all the code in one form, and there was no reusability at all. That helps you to build your applications very on the big scale. Object-oriented programming means you can design your system in parts. That's how agile methodology we work. Means that's how design best object-oriented programming models evolve. They evolve over the time. So you can take some problem domain of your business, build object model for that, and you can scale it out. And it's very easy debugging, because like invoice printing, you know where to go, where to print, and the chances are, if you make some changes to the printing method of invoices, uh, you're not gonna create some problems. It will be center location, and all other components which are using that invoice will get the new behavior of printing. And another thing is real world problem solving. The software field, as we all know, is very, very complex. There's a lot of complexity. So designing software like based on a logarithm is difficult. In object-oriented programming, you find out, okay, real or abstract mm, things in your domain. Okay, you have invoice, you have sales, you have users. So it's very easy to map your object model according to your problem domain. So if there are so many benefit, are there any downside? What I have seen, initial effort is very, very high. You have to build your business layer. You have to build framework. So initially, you have to think through the design. So it takes some time. And if you are newly joining, learning the framework takes some time. Learning how the classes has been laid out, how they are interacting with each other. That takes some learning. That takes some time to get familiar. Thanks for watching this video. This video was taken out of my masterclass on object-oriented analysis, programming, and design. So if you like the video, if you want to know about object-oriented analysis, design, and programming in details, check out that workshop. It is full of lot of hands-on exercises. It has chapters. You can go to particular chapter.